All right, we are going to be doing some long walking today on Ridge Parkway, 2nd Avenue, and 39th Street. I want to welcome everybody for this walk. It's an early morning walk. It's quite nippy outside. It's 55 degrees right now, but it is going to go up to 72. So it's early. It's early out, so it's not, the middle of the day when it's going to be the warmest temperature. So. There's a nice breeze outside. So we're going to be on this stretch of road for the majority of the walk. So right now we're on Ridge. But this will, in effect, become 2nd Avenue when we're passing over the rail yard over there by 65th Street area. So this is Ridge, turns into 2nd Avenue. We're going to be walking through Bay Ridge, Sunset Park / Industry City. We're going to be walking through Industry City, and then we're going to walk down 39th Street. We got a while before we get to that point, so. It's a nice early morning. Nice morning for a walk. Nice and quiet right now. So I'm going to keep the commentary to a minimal for a while. We'll see how it gets when we get over by 2nd Avenue. Once you get into that area, it can get pretty busy with traffic. And then 39th Street is usually pretty busy with traffic. So, really nice colors. Look at the flowers, guys. Look at that. Look at that. It's the only time of the day where the sun is going to hit. It's going to hit certain types of plants in that direction. The sun is really low right now. That is a Visitation Church. I'm not sure if the church is still open. I know they closed the academy, I believe. I believe this was all closed down. Not sure if they're still using the church, but it is no longer officially open. I'm taking you all on a nice quiet walk, huh? There's nobody on the streets. We haven't passed a person yet on the sidewalk. By the way, I am using my DJI Pocket 2, the original camera. I love this camera. It gimbals so smooth. It tracks the right way. It doesn't do what it wants. And I believe we just passed by our first person back there, so. And now we're starting to see people. So every time I make a comment, something proves me wrong all the time. So. I said, we haven't passed a person yet on this walk, and just like that, right after I said it on cue, 3 people. So I will I'll stay quiet. That is PS 185. That over there, that big complex over there, that is a prep school called the Delphi Academy. Then right over here on my left, where all these green hedges, this is a Greek school. Every year they hold a Greek festival on this block for a couple of days. You'll see some really nice homes on this stretch of road. So I'll do my best to show you those homes. There's a Greek church, Greek Orthodox church, I believe. Look at that home up there. I love looking at that home. That's an old one. That's been there for many years. As a matter of fact, we will cross over and get a good look at it as we walk by it. Got a lot of land, man. It's got like 2 hills. Showing you guys some more homes across the street. That house is all boarded up. They're going to probably be renovating it. Actually, it's got some construction notices on it. Here comes my favorite house in Wallow Bay Ridge. I have two favorite homes in Wallow Bay Ridge. It's the doll. I like to call it the doll house on 92nd Street, and this house right here. Just looking at a house, it takes you back in time. Just walked by. We're walking on my right side here. This building on my right side is Bay Ridge Prep. Another school. A lot of schools. A lot of prep schools on this road. Let's get back on the other side. This is a nice block with a nice row of homes. I hope you are all enjoying this walk. I hope you're all enjoying these homes that we're passing. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe to the channel. The reason why I'm bringing up the nice homes is when we get into the Industry City part of this walk, it's going to be totally different landscape. You get to kind of see how one road in Brooklyn changes from, you know, quiet residential to a noisy industrial type of road. Soon we'll be walking by some apartment buildings. This is gonna start turning into an apartment building area. So give you a little recap. We started this walk on approximately, I think it was around like 95th Street. We just hit 78th Street. For context, we are walking all the way down to 39th Street. That's pretty much what we're doing. We're walking from 95th to 39th Street, and then we're gonna walk down 39th Street to 9th Avenue. So this is gonna become 2nd Avenue. So we'll be walking to 39th Street, and then from 2nd Avenue down to 9th Avenue. So it's a pretty good walk. We are in the month of May. This is it. This is walking season. This is where I start to really do my walking. So look at this home right here. Remember, we've been passing these homes. Guy got to get his braking pads checked. We've been passing by these homes for the last couple of years, and they're always boarded up. They're done now. Look at them. They look great. Now, the house on the corner still has to have its renovation. Look at it. Look at this. These homes really came out nice. When we were walking by these, they were all boarded up and being constructed. They're beautiful homes now. Oh, this home is all fixed up. So all 3 homes on that block are fully renovated. And we're starting to see more people come out, walking their dogs, probably right before they go to work and stuff. If you're wondering what time I started the walk, I want to say 6:30. Yeah, it's that early. It is that early. Sun comes up quite early this time of year. So it's not even 7 a.m. yet. We're gonna make it across the street here. This is Bay Ridge Parkway. We like to call it, the locals here, well, I shouldn't even say that anymore. Yeah, the newer generation calls it Bay Ridge Parkway, but the older generation, like myself, we used to call it just 75th Street. It's the apartment with the Alice in Wonderland floor. That's what I call it. The checkerboard floor, I call it the Alice in Wonderland building. We got another church over here, so let me get across the street. A church and a library. And then across the street, you got all those nice little homes there. And then right over here, you got this big church. And this is Christ Church. That's the name of that church. And this right here is the public library here in Bay Ridge. PS 102. And they still have their schoolyard. Very few schools have their schoolyards from the old days. If a school, these days, if a school, was built, 50, 60, 70 years ago and had a schoolyard, a lot of schools, what they do is they build another school building on the schoolyard grounds. Like they did at the school that my nephew teaches. He teaches English. He just started a teaching job like a couple of years ago. And he's in the new school building that used to be the schoolyard over on Bay 14th Street in Bath Beach. Well, that's what a lot of these school zones do now. They build another building on the schoolyard. The new schools that go up from scratch, what they do is they make sure that they build the schools very big and they give them a little schoolyard. Like the school that is sitting where the old Nathan's used to be. The old Nathan's on 7th Avenue and 86th Street. That's now a school, and it's got a tiny little schoolyard right on the corner. A lot of cardinals out this morning chirping. St. Louis is known for the cardinal, but we have probably more cardinals than they do. We have a ton of cardinals here in Brooklyn. Got some nice walk-ups here. And we're about to go past Bay Ridge Avenue, 69th Street. Home of the 69th Street Pier, which is to my left. I'll point the camera down the street. There's only 3 blocks to my left of streets before you hit the water. So we're pretty close to the shore. You're gonna see that when we get over by the train yard. They still use that train yard to transport old trains that are retired out to Staten Island. And vice versa, they might ship some trains from Staten Island over, or New Jersey. All right, we're gonna get across the street. We're just going back and forth here. We're still on Ridge, by the way. Ridge Blvd. I say Ridge Parkway sometimes. I kind of, sometimes I say Ridge Parkway because there's a Bay Ridge Parkway. So, but we're on Ridge Blvd. But soon it's going to be transitioning to 2nd Avenue in a few blocks. So I'll call it out so you guys don't get confused or get lost. the road here is gonna kind of crook to the right a little bit. So yeah, I should have stayed on that side, so I'll just show you this this home here. That's, I believe, part of St. Andrew. It's a nice, beautiful home. Big cross in the garden. You can see the highway over there that we're gonna go past. That's where it becomes 2nd Avenue. And that is also where the nice quiet walk ends. So you're gonna see a lot of traffic, like just right away. It goes from quiet neighborhood to moderate traffic neighborhood. So. And this is the last of the nice homes that we're going to see, because now we're going to go into an area that is considered, commercial, industrial. I'll give you guys a quick look at the train yard here. There's a lot of sun coming in on my screen, so hopefully I get a good shot here. I'm gonna stop right here and give you guys a look. That is the train yard. See that sun right here off my right shoulder is still rising pretty low. And we are on 2nd Avenue. So this is now turned into 2nd Avenue. This is 2nd Avenue and 65th Street right here. See the highway? See how quick the neighborhood changes, right? And go from residential to very busy area with a whole bunch of warehouses and traffic. we're right by the water here. And this on my left side is the old Army terminal. The Brooklyn Army terminal. What I'll do is I will get into the bike lane safely and give you guys a good angle to look at the entrance here, one of the entrances. And you can see the sign right there, Brooklyn Army Terminal. A lot of stuff going on here, a lot of businesses in here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get on that side because there's not a lot on this side right now. So. We'll go on this side for a while, and then I could aim the camera this way. Show you how big that terminal is. It goes all the way down to like 59th Street. There is another entrance. We just passed an entrance on 63rd Street. There's another entrance over by First Avenue. Got some old buildings here with a bunch of graffiti. I took this side because it's, you know, a lot more shade. So I could aim the camera on the other side where all the light is. When we were in the residential neighborhood, it was, you know, it was nice being on that side with all the trees and stuff, and now it's buildings are much bigger, so. If you remember, I took you guys down here a few months back. I showed you that 69th Street Pier to the 59th Street Pier. Pier 4 is what they call it. Got a gas station over here. So right over here on my left, across the street, is the old, I guess, it used to be the old it used to be called Lutheran Hospital. I'm not gonna lie, it is a very, very depressing looking building for a hospital. It looks like a warehouse. That is a hospital right there. You can see the new, you obviously see the new name of the hospital on the side of these ambulances. Well, they used to be Lutheran. And this is definitely a big trauma center hospital. This is a hospital where, a lot of people come when something bad happens. Whether it's not crime or is crime or whatever, anything really trauma related. People come to this hospital or they go to Coney Island, which over there they don't call it Coney Island. They've changed the names of all the hospitals, and it just shows my age, I guess. They got a subway over here, huh? All right, so we're in, I guess it's safe to say we are in, well, we're definitely in the Sunset Park section of Brooklyn, but we're in Industry City, I guess. You see all these old warehouses have been renovated over the years and turned into business spaces, studios. We're going to be, we should be walking right by, I'm trying to think, is that on 1st Avenue or 2nd Avenue, but we're walking by the training facility for the Brooklyn Nets basketball team, NBA basketball team. That's on 39th Street. That's where we're going to be turning. That doesn't sound like an old, a good noise. Oh, look, Lutheran Halal Cafe. It's I say halal, you say halal, but it's got the name of the old hospital. It might have been around since then. The hospital, by the way, just to talk about the hospital again, they changed the name not very long ago. So I want to say within the last 10 years or whatever. So this is a very general time frame I'll give you, but it's not like the name of the hospital was 50 years ago. Yeah, look at this block. Got a lot of pallets stacked up against the wall there. This is, you see the Salem trucks around New York City all the time? Right here on my right side is where, this is their garage over here. So if you've ever seen these trucks, this is where they come out of. Look, they're all in there. This is their main headquarters, I guess. Maybe one of their main headquarters. I don't know if they have multiple. This is a new one. New building going up over here. I wonder if it's going to be like a hotel or an apartment building or something. It says commercial on the construction notices here, so that could mean offices. It could also mean a hotel, hospital, clinic. All right, so we're about 9 blocks away from where we're going to make our turn. I might actually get across the street. Since there tends to be a lot of interest in warehouse fronts over there. Look at this block. Traffic is kind of quiet right now. It was kind of busy. Now it's quiet again. That will change around noontime, I'll tell you that. Like if you're down here during noon, it gets pretty busy down here. Some old rail train tracks on the road here. If you look down, you can see how they led into some of these buildings back in the day. I might have to step into the street or across the street and something going on over here. I'm gonna just, well, let's see. Let's play this by ear. My favorite vehicle to walk past, the forklift. I joke, I say that because every time I walk past a forklift, I almost get run over. This is called Urban Air Adventure Park. Every time I've walked by it, though, I never see anybody going in or out of the place. Now, granted, it is early right now, but we've done this walk in the middle of the day, so... I'm actually going to cross the street so I can show you guys this building here that's got all the scaffolding. It's an old warehouse that's going to get some renovation. Look at that. That's big. We're in the heart of Industry City right now. This is where you get all the big warehouses, and like I said, we're gonna pass by the Industry City building. That's what everyone calls. That's where the Brooklyn Nets train. They have a training center there. Speaking of, we have to walk down to 9th Avenue. So remember, we still got more walking to go. I also have to figure out how we're going to do that walk when we go down 39, because the sun is going to be right. It's going to be in front of us, but it's going to be off to the left. So maybe I'll just stay on the shaded side. It's similar to this right here. Yeah, there's going to be one side is going to have sun and the other side is going to have shade. These are the chickens, guys. This is going to become your chicken parm. See them, guys? Kind of feel sorry for these guys. But this is going to become your chicken fillet, chicken parm, chicken marinara, chicken wings, chicken bones. You see this railroad sign here. That is because there is active rails down here. You have the 39th Street train tracks that come out of the pretty much out of the tunnels over by 9th Avenue. This is where they deliver, or they either are bringing new trains in or getting rid of old trains. So this is it right here. We've been walking on the other side here. You can see the banner right there, the training center for the Brooklyn Nets up there. What I'll do is I'll give you guys a nice look at the building. It's a very iconic building front here in this area. And I'm also gonna, let's see if I could show you guys something here. I'm trying to check it out here. We got to get across 39th Street. So here we go. Here's the Industry City building. Now let me show you guys something before we start walking down 39th Street. And I'm going to have to cross back, by the way, because we can't walk down this way. I want to show you guys something real quick. I was telling you about the rails. This is where a lot of the trains come out of the 36th Street. This is all new. You can see this is all new now. I could kind of show you right here without even the gate being here. So, they actually put a gate here. Look at that. But you can see the rails. They have a new rail car facility right down over by 4th Avenue. All right, so we're gonna wait to get back across the street, and we're gonna walk down 39th Street. This is where a lot of cars come off the highway here, so could be a pretty busy intersection at times. Pretty much all the time it's busy down here. All right, so we're gonna have to walk with the sun in our face until we get down a couple of blocks. There we go. So to recap, so far we have walked from 95th Street to 39th Street. We started on the Ridge Blvd. started on the Ridge Blvd side of 2nd Avenue, and then we got onto 2nd Avenue. Now we're walking down to 9th Avenue. That looks really nice. Look at that. Is that really nice? It's a nice big green lot here. I'm sure one day a big building will go here. Got this building here with all the ivy on it. Look at that. All right, we'll cross here and then we'll cross over 3rd. Good morning. Look at that house, guys. What is going on there? I've never noticed that when I walk down this block. By the way, we just walked by that 3rd Avenue. We're gonna do a walk on that. We did one a couple of years ago. We're gonna do a newer one. You guys want to see 3rd Avenue? It's kind of 3rd Avenue is kind of a really interesting walk. This is the, on my left side, the Brooklyn Prospect Charter School. A little crossing guard on 3rd Avenue, and we got a crossing guard here up on 4th Avenue. And we should get the light, because or maybe not. I guess we gotta wait again. Two of the most busiest avenues, 3rd and 4th Avenue down this way. We gotta wait again, guys. Give you guys a look at Got a business right here. I was gonna say, give you guys a look all the way around. Good morning. All right, where are we gonna stay on this side? I guess we're gonna stay on this side. By the way, we're walking uphill. This is a pretty big uphill right now. Sunset Park, Brooklyn, 39th Street. We are no longer in Industry City. We are making our way to the final strides of this walk. Engine 228. I'll tell you, this is a killer uphill because this uphill will lead you to the highest point of the Sunset Park neighborhood. Actually, and it comes in as the second highest point, next to the highest point in Brooklyn, which is Greenwood Cemetery, which is, Greenwood is not that far from here. But two of the highest points in Brooklyn are over here. And we happen to be walking up that hill for the next 3 blocks. So that's a long hill. I mean, 3 blocks is long. We just did one. We're doing the second one. And then we still got a third one we got to walk up when we get across 5th Avenue.
I'm getting ready.
This block is probably the steepest. This is probably the steepest out of the 3, guys. This is, oh my, I'm just looking right now up this block, and it is steep. Let me adjust the camera so you can see what my eye level looks like. That's what it looks like as my eyes, really, like that. That's how much uphill this thing is. I'm keeping the camera center, so it kind of throws you off. But if you have the camera like that, that's what it really looks like as you're walking up the hill. And I'll be honest, after walking, 4 miles, and then this is how you end the walk, is going up this hill, it's, oh, look at this mural here. That's pretty cool. So that's a Bay Ridge scene right there. Yeah, some homes over here on the street here that seem so out of place. Sixth Avenue. Sunset Park, the actual park. I forgot to point my camera, but it's only a couple of blocks to my right. Believe it or not, we are still walking uphill, but it's very we've haven't hit the highest point yet of this block, so that'll be on the corner of 7th Avenue. When we get to 7th Avenue, we will start going downhill. If you look down there, you can see the buses coming over the hill. You can actually see the cars coming up that side of the hill. Got some more homes. Look at those homes. I would imagine there was a time when there was just nothing but homes down here. Alright guys, we are almost done here. We are about to hit 8th Avenue. We're going to end it at 9th Avenue. We're going to end it at the train station. I think the last time we were over here was the blizzard. No, not the blizzard. It wasn't the blizzard. It was a snowstorm. Yes, it was the snowstorm before the blizzard. It was, I want to say, January 25th. Yeah, if you remember, on January 25th, we did a snowstorm walk down here. We actually came up 39th and went down 8th Avenue. And then on February, I want to say February 22nd was when we had the blizzard. All right, so here we go. And by the way, it's dead ends over here because you have the trains that run on the other side of those walls. Funland Trampoline Park and Arcade. I want to take this time to thank everybody for coming along on the walk. I would say 75 minutes. Right now we're hitting 75 minutes. I'd say we definitely did 5 miles. This is a 5-mile walk. A nice 5-mile walk. We started on 95th Street. We're in a very beautiful residential neighborhood. Show you some nice homes. And then we transitioned into 2nd Avenue. Showed you the gritty side of Brooklyn. And we're going to wrap it up here on at the 9th Avenue train station. Remember how quiet it was when we started this walk? It was nice and quiet and there was nobody on the streets. Now it's, let's say, quite ambient. It is quite ambient outside and there's enough people to walk by. So we're going to stay across the street from the train station. But this train station, that's where we're going to end it. We're going to end it right over here. So, once again, thank you for all tagging along. Make sure to hit that like. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe. And come back for more walks. That is the 9th Avenue train station for the D line. You can see everybody is going to work. They are all going to that train station. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this walk. Take care and I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.